Hello everyone, Mark here from GiraffePad again, and in this brief video I'm going to introduce you to this new sections feature that we've introduced into your GiraffePad accounts. So in this demonstration program, if I scroll down to the list of events, activities and questionnaires, you'll see that they can now be presented very differently compared to how yours might currently be presented. So we've introduced these sections so you can divide up your long timelines into the relevant sections that you might need. One of the first things to show you is that the overview, which is where you can see your participants' progress through their learning journeys, has moved over to here. And in place of where it used to be, we now have this little orange box here, which if we click open, allows you to add a section into your timeline. So if I click on there, you'll see that you're able to name this section however you might like. And so I've named it as Module 4. Now currently this section is empty, but I can add in any combination of events, activities and questionnaires into that section and have that section wherever I want in the timeline. If I click on it, I can close it down, click on it and open it up again. Now, if I want Module 4 to sit in a logical place, I can move it to here, just using these little orange buttons next to where the name of the section might be. If you look on the right-hand side here, you'll see that it tells you how many items are in each of the sections of the timeline. So on the first section, I've got 4 under preparation. On Module 1 section, I've got 3 items in there, and so on and so on. And you can see in Module 3 and Module 4 they're currently empty with 0 sections. And these little orange buttons to the right here, I can rename if I choose to. So you can rename the sections at any point in time to give it the relevant label that you choose. So if I click on a pre-prepared section, you'll notice in the preparation sections I've named it, I have a questionnaire, an activity, an event and an activity. You can have any combination in there. You can add them in at any point, as always, so there's no fixed element to these sections that we've introduced. And you can delete them out of there if you choose to as well. So you have complete control of what appears in each of the sections at any point in time. So if I close that up and go into, for example, Module 1 now. So you can see in Module 1 I've got slightly less. I've got 1 event, 1 activity, or 2 activities I should say. Now, another feature that we've introduced into these sections is your ability to move things around on the timeline in the way that you want them presented. So, for example, you can see here, I've got an activity here which is due on the 1st of the 3rd, and an activity here which is due on the 1st of the 3rd. Now, at the moment, they're running in this order, but if I use these little orange buttons to the left, I can drag the activities around and switch them around. So now I have post-workshop learning above the video diary. So you can move things around in the timeline. Now what GiraffePad does recognise is the date order. So if I move that activity above that event temporarily, now the event was running on the 22nd of the 2nd, the activity was running on the 1st of the 3rd, so it now knows with this little red button that the item is out of date order. Now you can actually leave them out of date order and your participants won't see that, but the red button is just warning you that you've moved them out of date order. So you can either go in and edit the times as normal, or you can realise you've made a mistake and drag it back down again, and that's back into the date order that you choose. So you can move things around on the timeline in any way, shape or form that might be relevant to you. If we go into this bottom one, you can see I've got an activity and a questionnaire. If I open up Module 4 as well, Module 4 is currently empty. If I decide that this activity wants to sit not in the transfer section but into my Module 4, I can grab it like that, drag it round, and now it's in Module 4 and not in there. So you can move sections around, you can move items on your timeline between sections, or you can reorder them within the sections that are there. You can add as many sections as you need, you can have as little or as much in there, and the way that you present it in your account like this is exactly how it will appear for your participants as well. So when they log into the program, they'll find your sections displayed under the events and activities, and they'll click to expand them and they'll see the relevant events, activities or questionnaires in the relevant section as you have created them and displayed them in your particular account. Now one last thing to show you with the sections is that if you already have a program created and you wish to add sections to it from a previous one, so for example if I come into this program and we can see that I've got a whole timeline, a bit of the older view if you like, the whole timeline of activities, events and questionnaires in one long order, which you still can create. You don't have to have sections in there if you choose not to. I can go into here, add a section, let's just call this preparation. Okay, and then I can decide, for example, that I want this questionnaire to be moved into that section, just drag it in, and now it's in there. And if I choose to, I can bring everything from this into the section, or I can close that section down and I can go in and add a further section. Might be session 1, and could decide, for example, that this activity needs to appear down here. So you're able to add the sections to your existing timelines that don't have them currently, or obviously as you create new programs, you can create sections from the start and organize things as you might choose to at any point in time. And within each section, you can go in and add the events and questionnaires at a later stage too. I hope this helps you organise and manage your learning journeys more effectively and present them in a more organised fashion for your participants. Enjoy using the new feature.